Look up in the sky! It's an asteroid! It's a... is that a whale? No, it's Rosie O'Donnell, our hero of the day!
Wherever Rosie O'Donnell's gone, she's probably eating a leprechaun.
Rosie O'Donnell just entered another word maze. This takedown is more satisfying than a Hollywood meltdown, and you won't believe what they said next. Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly didn't just roast her, they deep-fried her in sarcasm and served her with a side of you asked for it. What happens when Rosie tries to flex and ends up flat on her face, a pool of her own bad takes? Oh, it's glorious. Grab your popcorn.
Hero of the day for leaving America if Trump won and relocating to Ireland, where she's still not funny. So many celebs say they're going to do it but never do, but does she have any regrets?
I have no regrets. Not a day has gone by that I thought it was the wrong decision. I was welcomed with open arms. I knew after reading Project 2025 that if Trump got in, it was time for me and my non-binary child to leave the country.
If disaster had a voice, a Twitter account, and a personal feud with common sense, it would sound exactly like Rosie O'Donnell. After slamming 3 Red Bulls and failing an audition for relevance, you would think that after 20 years of being openly allergic to success, Rosie would finally try something crazy like humility, but instead she's doubling down like someone who thinks shouting louder makes her delusions sound wise.
About to see Miranda, the character played by Cynthia Nixon, who is so annoying, in bed with a virgin nun played by Rosie O'Donnell. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Go ahead, roll it.
Are amazing.
Oh,
I have never experienced anything like that.
Ew.
that's a nice way to wake up.
Oh, you are really, really something.
Yeah?
Oh my God, yes. It felt so, I don't know, electric, and yet still so natural. I never dreamed my first time could be both those things.
First time?
Oh my God. I'm so grossed out, Emily. You have to talk.
Rosie's entire brand is essentially that irate and who ruins every conversation with unwelcome trauma dumps and demands to take all the leftovers home at Thanksgiving. She's the human equivalent of a microwave beeping loudly right before you lose it. And watching her attempt to stay relevant is like watching someone repeatedly crash their own car and calling it avant-garde performance art. Megyn Kelly and Greg Gutfeld then enter, carrying receipts, rolled eyes, and the combined forbearance of 2 individuals who have endured too many happy-go-lucky breakdowns. Her greatest hits collection includes timeless tracks like Screaming Into the Void, My Career Wasn't My Fault, Everyone's Out to Get Me, and of course, the chart-topping title, I Blame Trump and Everyone Else But Myself.
But once you've decided against all evidence and reality that you are the good guy, you can excuse anything. They even push the myth that Musk is in it for himself. Have you seen Tesla's stock lately? It's lower than Rosie O'Donnell's testicles.
Megyn Kelly enters and does more than simply criticize. She dismantles. It resembles a lioness correcting a raccoon in the middle of a TED Talk. When she glanced at Rosie, she saw a warning story in Crocs rather than a commentator, comic, or even a functioning adult. Then Greg Gutfeld arrived, resembling a substitute teacher who had had enough of the class clown. He answered, "Nope, not today, Piglet," after taking a quick glance at Rosie's most recent insight. His response encapsulated the frustration that most Americans experience when they try to enjoy their morning coffee until Rosie logs in. Her stint on The View felt more like a group therapy session that was taken over by someone who believed shouting was a resume than a performance. Each segment turned into a dramatic recital of her journal, devoid of reason and self-awareness.
Wow, she's nuts. Hey. Apparently America couldn't be happier, but like I said, she's our hero of the day for doing what so many other celebs don't have the guts to do. Wow, first Ellen, Now, Rosie, makes you wonder what lesbian will leave next. Julie, she seems miserable, and it doesn't really matter where she goes. She's trying to get away from whatever is inside her, because I looked at her and I go like, wow, she has changed.
Rosie O'Donnell's debate style is all noise and little substance. Ask her a question, and she give a 10-minute TED Talk about how she's a victim of toxic masculinity, weather, and gluten. There's a tirade about how the patriarchy is ruining her Netflix password somewhere. It would require a decoder ring, APHD in chaos theory, and a defibrillator to keep up with her reasoning. So Greg Gutfeld, bless him, gave up trying to sum it up. So what are you mad about this time, Rosie? You're still left wondering the response, all of it. She's angry at the weather, millionaires, people who aren't angry enough, happiness, microwaves, and herself, but mostly she's angry that the world has moved on without her. Spoiler alert, it did. Only Megyn Kelly dared to say what the internet was muttering. Sit down, Rosie. This isn't a movement, it's a meltdown on repeat.
Virus. I'm sorry, Exhibit A. Here is Rosie O'Donnell bitching and moaning about her favorite person, Donald Trump. I think this is before she moved. I can't keep track of where she's living in the world to avoid him. Watch.
Well, hey everybody, it's Friday all day, as my Nana would say. And look what I have on my lip. Everybody's been saying you have herpes all this time, and I never had a cold sore in my life. And now I have a cold sore. And it makes me think that perhaps this weird pimple that had a tiny little head was a cold sore too. And so I talked to my doctor today, and I did a video telehealth, and they said that it's not a cold sore, it's some reaction to the...
And while we're talking about it, what exactly is Rosie famous for right now? Name a recent project she worked on that wasn't an unedited Instagram story that looked like it was shot with a potato and powered by rage and expired ambition. Aside from her golden years of acting when she somehow managed to play herself. In every role, Rosie's most consistent gig lately has been screaming at clouds like an unhinged oracle in a cheap hoodie. She has the emotional range of a parking meter and the nuance of a jackhammer at a funeral. If typecasting had a champion, Rosie would have retired with a Lifetime Achievement Award in Loud and Annoyed. Her social media posts read like someone fed a drama queen into a blender, added political confusion, a dash of 2008 Facebook energy, and hit puree. Her timeline is like watching someone use a fork to conduct open heart surgery on their dignity.
That's the same thing with Rosie. You know why she's leaving, right? We know why she's leaving. Come on, we know. It's literally an ego trip. Once nobody likes you, you just leave.
So when are you leaving, Jesse?
It's such mundane commentary. Oh, we agree. You're so enlightened. Oh, I agree with her. Oh, good. Shut up. She's lying to you. She's not leaving because by the way, if you keep your home in America, you're not...
If public criticism equals activism, Rosie wears her internet ratioing like a badge of honor each time it happens. No, Rosie, it simply means you logged in when no one asked. Gutfeld compared her logic to fortune cookies from dive bars. Confused, greasy, and unsatisfying. Talking to her is like being in a group chat with a drunk raccoon who has access to Wikipedia. Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly dug up Rosie's professional failures like Fossil's bad takes, failed sitcoms, the whole archive. It played out like a courtroom drama where Rosie was both the defendant and her own worst witness. She once said she was misunderstood, but she's more foghorn than mystery, loud, obvious, and unfortunately crystal clear. Her rebrand as a mental health advocate, bold, considering her signature move is public meltdowns paired with demands to be taken seriously. That's like asking a tornado for therapy.
Rosie O'Donnell told CNN it's heartbreaking to watch Donald Trump destroy the country from her new home of Ireland. Meanwhile, Ireland told CNN it's heartbreaking that there's not enough Guinness to make Rosie O'Donnell look pretty.
Rosie's reasoning, according to Greg Gutfeld, is like a broken Roombit makes noise, spins in circles and bumps into reality but insists it's important. Her hot takes are recycled Facebook memes dipped in ego and microwaved in delusion. When Rosie claimed the world was too harsh, Megyn Kelly replied, "Hush, Rosie, you turned your talk show, comedy career, and Broadway run into televised therapy." Rosie treats interviews like confessionals, but instead of confessing, she cries about crunchy salad and blames the world. Every question ends with, "You don't know what I've been through," and no one does because the story changes every 5 minutes. Then there's the Trump feud. While the world moved on, Rosie made that 2006 drama her whole identity. Even Megyn Kelly, no stranger to political heat, said therapy should have kicked in by now. But Rosie built an emotional Airbnb in that grudge and refuses to check out.
Rosie O'Donnell apologized to Ireland's Prime Minister for overshadowing his visit to the White House. She also apologized for overshadowing the Western Hemisphere. That's a fat joke. So currently, the Democrat Party's brand is about as appealing as Rosie O'Donnell river dancing in a thong. It's so bad even Bill Maher doesn't think we'll ever see a Democrat president again.
Greg Gutfeld joked that Rosie wakes up every morning and spins a wheel of fury. Today's target, anyone with a working filter or a functioning career, Rosie has become the mascot for what happens when unchecked ego meets a dwindling fan base and too much free time. The motivational speeches she once gave during her stand-up now sound like sob stories delivered by a fired gym instructor. Most of her jokes are thinly disguised cries for attention, like watching a clown weep in slow motion, holding a sign that says, "Please laugh, I'm still famous." And if you're wondering why Rosie doesn't do stand-up anymore, it's probably because standing for an hour while people boo isn't classified as cardio. Megyn Kelly even said Rosie's acting range could be replaced by a traumatized sock puppet. The only role Rosie's nailed lately is the woman yelling at Starbucks baristas for using oat milk.
It's too upsetting.
Anybody wanted Donald Trump would never inflict herpes on Rosie O'Donnell. I think he's made that very clear.
Since Eliana refuses to play, Emily, I've got another soundbite for you.
I didn't even know Sex in the City was back on the air. I saw it when you were
It's happening. You have to react live to the herpes. I'm sorry.
And I was like, oh, you know what? The culture stuff, that's Emily's ballywick anyway.
Here we go. Here's another beauty. This is Rosie in another scene singing to Miranda. Enjoy.
Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. That's for Wicked.
I take yours.
Go ahead. Some comedy, finally. Finally, Rosie O'Donnell is back with comedy.
Rosie once led a climate change panel and somehow turned it into a rant about her broken air conditioner and emotional instability. Somewhere, Greta Thunberg probably begged her to stop. Rosie calls herself a truth teller, but if truth had a restraining order, her name would be on it. Her facts sound like what she yelled into a pillow last night. She's Alex Jones in sweatpants with a Broadway playlist, Gutfeld said her. Political takes are like spoiled milk, still in the fridge, still stinking, still ruining everything. Her argument style, just yell shut up louder. Megyn Kelly nailed it. Rosie's political debates are like a cat barking, weirdly funny, completely useless, and slightly terrifying. Now she appears on live streams lit like haunted doll museums, with the energy of someone blaming capitalism for losing the remote. Every appearance screams, "Remember me?" And the answer is unfortunately yes, Rosie, we do. That's the problem.